Yeah, guys, Peter back for yet another video. Today I'm going to do a review, but it's a little bit of an analysis, I guess you could say, because it's an album I'm really fond of. People have referred to it as a dark masterpiece. I certainly agree with that, and it's not in line with some of this band's other albums. I'm talking about Van Halen. I'm talking about Fair Warning today. Okay, guys, Fair Warning by Van Halen was released on April 29th, 1981. With a lot of the Van Halen early albums, quite short, 31 minutes, 11 seconds. So quite short album, 9 tracks, from Warner Brothers Records, produced by Ted Templeman, who did all those Van Halen albums. Recorded at Sunset Sound Recorders, Hollywood, California. Yeah, so this has sort of been... this album, should I say, sort of dark masterpiece, really. It is my favourite Van Halen album. I love the debut, but I heard somebody say once, this hasn't got so much of a party theme as the other Van Halen albums. Van Halen come across as a great melodic hard rock party band. They all, to me, that you get that in the first album. This album's a bit different. It's quite a heavy album, and it's got different themes within the album, which we'll talk about within the album. So, of course, everyone knows the band, David Lee Roth, the mighty David Lee Roth. I'm a huge fan of his on the vocals. Eddie Van Halen, guitar and keyboards were coming in at this point. Especially in one of the tracks, he synthesizers, I'll get that out, and so on and so forth. Michael Anthony on the bass, Alex Van Halen on the drums. So let's talk about some of the songs on the album. 9 tracks. It starts out with nearly my favorite Van Halen song ever, Mean Street. Love this. Eddie doing the tapping as it starts, and that big riff comes in. I love the playing on this. The drums, bass feel really nicely balanced on this. It's just a real good track. Mesmerizing solo, and some footnote to the song. The roots of the song dated back to the mid-70s, apparently, through my notes, and it was originally titled Voodoo Queen, from demos in 1977. Had different lyrics at the time, but it's a very menacing, catchy. It's so catchy, and it's just great playing by the band. It's about, obviously, you get from the title, Mean Street, street life, and all that sort of thing. So that's a great opener, one of my favorites by the band, most definitely my favorite Van Halen song. One of my favorites. Dirty Movies, you get by the title. It's about a female who was a prom queen and goes into, how should I say, like a seedy life, you get what I'm saying, and all that sort of thing. And there is, in the breakdown part of the song, there is, you get... the vibe of like a nightclub. You get the voices coming in, how they, within the song, you guys know what I mean, who know the song. So, and I love the drums on this by Alex Van Halen as well. It's pretty good drum work from him on the whole album. Another great song, love it, love the song. And now we get Sinner Swing, very frenetic song, very fast paced. I love how they do that. The original title was called Get Out and Push, which they mentioned in the song, actually. Get Out and Push is the original title. Doesn't Let Up. Was played on tour, but dropped later on subsequent tours. So they played it for a bit, and that was the end of it. But a really great song. There's not much, there's no weakness really on here. It's pretty... From start to finish, it really rocks along at a great pace. Hear about it later. Starts off slow, very atmospheric and melodic, very anthemic. It's about pretty much, even if you're in debt, don't have a care in the world and let's party, basically. But it has a bleak atmosphere to it. And you get a lot of this in this album. There's a bit of dark vibe, especially in songs like Dirty Movies and the latest song, Push Comes to Shove. You get that there's a bit of bleakness to the album. It's not all, all light-hearted stuff, as if you know what I mean. But that's a classic. Unchained is next. My glasses are getting a bit foggy. Is next. An unmistakable riff to this song. Really wonderful riff. It's a signature Van Halen song, one of their signature songs. And they mentioned the song "Hit the Ground Running," which it was, according to my notes, the original title of the song. But it's a classic, and it was played forever by the band back in the day. Yeah, so that's a classic. Push Comes to Shove. This has got a bit of a bass intro. It's very, in a way, how should I say, dancey, jazzy, or something like that. Never played live though, but I love this song. I love the solo by Eddie. It's quite unique, the solo, quite different. And I always love this, and I love how Roth sings it. Just very laid back. It's like he's singing in a jazz club or something. It's very laid back, and you imagine him having a cigarette and just singing the song. It's sort of laid back. It reminds me of a jazz song, although it probably isn't, but it just reminds me of that sort of thing, and laid back. And I love Push Comes to Shove. It's a great deep cut. Always love that song. So this is Love. Yeah, great solo from Eddie. It's a fast-paced rocker. It's one of those could have been on another Van Halen album. The fast-paced, catchy, with a great solo, sing-along song. So that was one song that harkens back probably to the debut. It's got that similar vibe. So that's a great song as well. Then we get this instrumental, Sunday Afternoon in the Park. Now, it's around 2 minutes long, so it's not very long, but you get Eddie apparently using a micro synthesizer in this song. He crafts out a very interesting, as all the band, of course, interesting sounding instrumental. It's quite unique. I haven't heard anything really like it, but it's not a standout, I wouldn't say, on the album, but it goes beautifully into the last song, which is just under 2 minutes, 1 foot out the door. Another fast-paced rocker, which, could have been on another album, but that's a good finish to the album. So a wonderful, wonderful album. My favorite, I would say, these things could change, but I always took to the album immediately when I heard it. I'll go least favorite. I'll probably go the instrumental, though I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the instrumental Sunday Afternoon, but favorite probably would have to be Mean Street, although I do love many of the songs on here, I must admit. They're all pretty good. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful Van Halen album, guys. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. There's no brainer for me to give it a 10 out of 10. You get these albums, you hear them and you just get it, sort of thing. That happens from time to time. So they went on to do Diver Down later, which is full of covers, but I enjoyed Diver Down. And then the last one through the period with Roth was 1984, until he came back later and did Different Kind of Truth. But that's my take on it, my sort of analysis, I would say. It's a bit more of analysis time instead of a review. I'm sort of delving a little bit into the songs, but go check it out if you haven't checked it out, guys, because I think you'd enjoy it. If you like Van Halen or hard rock, melodic, it has that dark theme. It's unlike it's different to the first album in the theme. The first album comes on as like a party album, as does the second. A little bit different on the third album, Women and Children First, and that's probably heaviest album, the Women and Children first album, which is a very heavy album, as is this one. But this is them going to maintaining all the things that make them Van Halen, but just sort of going to another place in the atmosphere of the album, so to speak. Is the best way I can say it. So that's enough of me rumbling on. What do you think of this album, guys? Comment down below. I did a top 10 albums quite a while back, and I had this in my top 10, probably number 8 out of all time. So that's what I think of it, you know. I always love this album. It's one of my very favorite albums. A true classic for me anyhow. You know, I always enjoyed it. So comment down below, guys. Subscribe, share the videos. Share them, comment, and please subscribe. Let everyone know. To help the channel out. I appreciate all the comments. I love getting the comments and requests. And I'll see you guys for another video. It won't be too far away. Bye for now, guys. Bye.